Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo.
Yo, Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Thank you so much for joining me tonight from wherever you are watching from. Good evening to you, good morning, good afternoon, and top of the moment to you from your own base. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while. It seems so long a time ago. So thank you. So the update we are going to be talking about tonight is the latest, the development on the rising insecurity in Yorubaland, as well as the response of the parties concerned, especially those who call themselves the leaders from the tribes concerned. Nigeria has been dealing with acts of state-sponsored terrorism for the past, worse still, for the past 6 years. And it has become so brazenly clear that the government of APC is in bed with the all these terrorists in Nigeria. We have seen this and we have proved it repeatedly with facts that back this this allegation up. We can't even call it allegation when it is already facts proved. Right. We have seen the government of Nigeria pay terrorists, pay them ransoms for those they kidnapped. And we have seen those who have been causing this trouble, led by the Miyetti Allah in Nigeria, giving different press statements, threats and counter threats upon the people who are rejecting the killer herdsmen in Nigeria. So they decided to threaten everybody with, with tribal war. When people are actually rejecting killer herdsmen who have occupied our forest, especially in Yorubaland, for years now, until they have become emboldened, so emboldened that kidnapping and collecting ransoms from our people, killing and ransacking their farms as unchallenged, because the government would never arrest them. The police are in bed with them. The citizens who stood up and challenged them severally have been either killed, arrested, or beaten if they are lucky. So this resentment, this resentful feeling towards the Fulanis grew, and this has now escalated to every northerner. So far, so good. The northern governors who realized that, as we have been saying it repeatedly, that the only people keeping Nigeria together right now, the only group of people keeping Nigeria together right now are the Yorubas, which I belong. And I am actually admitting that because they know it. As we speak, majority of the Biafrans are in agreement with the IPOB to get their own country, or better still, restructure the country and let them control their own affair, which is something the Northern Power Bloc, they have been rejecting it for years. They have been playing games with it. When they are about to lose out completely, they will stage a coup. The power will return to them. They will reshape it to whatever they think will work for them. Then they will give it back and expect everyone to accept that. But yes, everyone hasn't been accepting that. But the political class from all tribes in Nigeria, those who have been claiming to either be PDP, APC, and whatever they claim to be today, they have been partakers in all these rebranded, northern, doctored, type of government or type of Nigeria they wanted to agree to. So if a referendum is conducted today, they know it that more Biafrans will choose to leave Nigeria than those that will choose to stay. Yoruba political leaders, until now, have been having that solid base of supporters who agree with them mostly on all this national politics. But until lately, when the Yorubas feel threatened, that their security has now been become threatened because of their relationship with the center. And who controls the center? The Hausa Fulanis. Now, this resentment of the Hausa Fulani center, looking the other way, or protecting killer herdsmen, compensating terrorists, is something that has led Yorubas to the breaking point. Now, we have young Yorubas who are asking that Yorubas should also have our own country. Why not? How can we continue to share in the misery of Nigeria, where they refused any type of restructuring that will change, and in fact, that will build a country of inclusiveness, a country that the people will actually agree if they want to be part of it or not. Okay, they have refused all conversation around that, as long as it will not give them the total control, the power. Unfortunately, the power that they love so much and misused so much for years, until they destroyed their region completely. The terrorism that grew up from northern Nigeria has enveloped the entire country, and people are no longer trusting the government of Nigeria, especially majority of the Yorubas. They may be telling you for political convenience that Yorubas are still in bed with Nigeria. You will be shocked, and that is something that the northern political bloc, as adamant, as arrogant as they always claim to be, or they have always been, they are always been the one telling everybody what will happen. If you don't do this, there will be war. If you try that, we will do this. All that stuff. Until Yoruba started clamoring for breakup from Nigeria, which is mostly championed by the young Yorubas. Now, the northern bloc have now realized that somehow it is like the political class in Yorubaland are already losing control. And if they continue to sit back on their arrogant horse from northern Nigeria, talking down on everybody, they will be shocked at how young Yorubas will overthrow all of their political leaders that are in bed with Nigeria. And this northern bloc will wake up one day and Yoruba will be gone. There will be no political leader in Yorubaland to stop them. There will be no political power in the northern Nigeria to stop them. And since Biafrans are already at the exit door, that will leave them with no ally. The Middle Beltern says, if Nigeria breaks, please let me know if you have problem with the audio. You may need to come out of it and then go back in. Okay, let me know if you have a problem with the audio. Someone just mentioned that quickly before we get deeper into this. Just a comment to know that our audio is better, and then and if it's not, we can fix it, please. Thank you very much for that. So let me know if the audio is better on your own screen. Someone is mentioning that twice now. JSOS. Thank you. If anyone else observed any bad audio, please let me know before we get on fully. So JSOS, is it okay now? About the buffering, well, I believe that will fix itself. Thank you very much for the, yeah. Yes. So if it's buffering, like you said, let me see if I can fix that before I continue. Told you everyone says the audio is fine. The video may be buffering for now, okay? Let's hope it gets better. Let's cut out that part from our conversation. Let's continue. So as I was saying, the message is becoming clearer that for the first time, the young people are taking position, and that position seems to be unifying position, a position that is contrary to the confidence being given to them in the north that don't worry, politically, don't worry, not the Yorubaland is safe for you. Now they are beginning to see that Yorubaland is not safe if they continue to sit back arrogantly, thinking Nigeria will not break. Do you get that now? Because that's the impression. They believe that if they decided to crush on any part of Nigeria, right, especially the Igbos, they will always have the backing of the political class of Yorubaland, as well as the Yoruba media. But the problem now is that social media has breached that gap. They can no longer rely on their conventional media to continue to tell their young people that Nigeria cannot break if Nigeria continues the way it is. That is the reason why they have to move. It doesn't mean that that's going to change anything. Do you get me now? But I just want you to know that seeing the Fulani governors from the northern Nigeria, those who have repeatedly told us that if we dare send out the Fulani herders from Yorubaland, we were calling for war. The same people who told us that Fulani terrorists have the right to carry AK-47 across Yorubaland for their own protection, they are realizing that what they are saying is that Yorubas too, Yoruba governors will have to tell their own people to please get yourself a gun. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. So it is just a prelude to the breakup of Nigeria, right? Which is imminent anyway. It's just a matter of time. That they came to Yorubaland is to come down and see things and possibly, right, appeal to the people and the political class that, see, whatever you can do to help us calm your people, we agree. Let all the Fulani, any Fulani you see with gun, arrest him. Please. Because now we know that your people are now mixing Fulani with Hausa. And in this case, it means that innocent and the criminals will be mixed up because of what happened in Ibadan. That was not just the only place it happened. This whole thing changed when they announced that all Fulani should leave, all Fulani herdsmen should leave our forest in Yorubaland. And immediately Sunday we made that declaration, right? The governor of Ondo State also declared. And they started accusing him, fighting him, trying to threaten him. But when they saw what happened in Ibadan, when they realized what is happening in Ondo, and what will likely happen again across Yorubaland, when they continue to grandstand, they will not be able to save Nigeria, their lovely Nigeria. the one that is paying, they will not be able to save Nigeria anymore because they will lose the ally in the East, where they have lost the allies in the East. Those who are there claiming to still be part of Nigeria in the East right now, they are those who are benefiting from Nigeria right now, okay? Though they have lost their, they have lost their ally in the Middle Belt, right? They are almost losing all their allies in Yorubaland. And the fact that they expected the Yoruba governors and Yoruba political leaders to sacrifice Sunday Igboho so that they can do the same thing they did to Ghana in Benue, to Sunday Igboho, they realized that it's impossible, that they are telling them that if you try it with the mood of these Yoruba people, Yoruba youth, if anything happened to Sunday Igboho, your people will not be safe anywhere in Yorubaland again, and we will not be able to control what our people will do. In fact, we can no longer guarantee that Nigeria will still be Nigeria. They know it. Yes, they do. Even though they could have sent their soldiers, as usual, send all their soldiers to occupy Yorubaland. But they don't have the ball because the people will react, and that will automatically be considered as Fulani attack, Fulani government attacking Yorubaland. And there will be no Yoruba son, no real Yoruba son or daughter that will feel comfortable with that. They came for something they called peace meeting. Very good. In this case, they are agreeing with us that all the legit Fulanis, all the legit Hausas, all the legit Igbos, all the legit Yorubas doing their legitimate businesses across the land in Yorubaland are welcomed. I am living in Scotland. If Scottish people say we don't want any black people here anymore because we realize that some black people are kidnapping people in this Scotland, what would be fair enough for it would be for me as a black man not to personalize that accusation, but to join the people of Scotland to find those black people who are kidnapping and committing the crime. I don't have to start grandstanding and start claiming that because they don't like us, they cannot send us away. Am I owning the crime? Or I should join them to fish out the criminals and let those who are doing legitimate business, paying their taxes, recorded their residence, let them continue to do their businesses. That is what Yorubas are asking for. Our demand for Oduduwa Republic is not a demand for everybody that is not Yoruba to leave Yorubaland. We are scattered all over the world. There are Yorubas, Igbos, and so many of us who live outside our own shores, our land. What we are asking for is that those who are illegally occupying our forest and on record, they have been committing crimes against the locals, where the government is playing it down and underreporting it. We want a stop to that, and we demand the support of everybody who supports peace. That's what we are asking for. We were not asking for war. You don't tell us that it is your right to roam our forest, destroy our crops, kidnap our people, rape our women, destroy our farms, and tell us that we have no right to question you. Of course we do. There will be a problem. There is a problem. And when the government that should be very, very clear to everybody, a crime is a crime. It doesn't matter who is committing it. If that government decided to turn around and blame the victims by accusing them of tribalism, there will be problems. Political exigencies will not change that. Political correctness will not change that. And that is so clear. What is not clear is that you blackmailing laws that asking criminals to leave our forest or do things legitimately is not our right to ask. There will be problems. There is problem. To end it, arrest the criminals, prosecute them, compensate the victims, and make sure that never happens again. Miyegun General, that is collecting money from federal government of Nigeria, threatening governors, elected or rigged, whatever it is, constituted authorities in Yorubaland, simply because they are Yorubas and they are Fulani Miyegun General. They now changed their name to Macban, Miyegun General Cow, whatever association. MACBAN, a terrorist organization that is responsible for negotiation between terrorists and the government of Nigeria, on record, where the presidency of Nigeria is even comfortable with them. The same people are threatening the people, leading other people simply because of what you think you rightly own, which you don't. And that is the genesis of the problem. The governors can't tell Yoruba what to do. They will either align, and the Yorubas of today, this generation of young Yorubas, you can take it to the bank. They will ask questions. Yeah, there are so many of them that are still pretty much in bed with their oppressors, of course. But I mean, is the number increasing? Of course it is. Because of the awareness, we are telling them, yes, you may go to bed with terrorists. You may assure their governors of what you can really give. Tell them that everything is under control. The only thing that will be under control is when a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, a Yoruba son, a Yoruba daughter, a non-Yoruba speaking resident of Yoruba land is safe in Yoruba land. Then is when you can tell them everything is all right. People will react. You can do all the talkings. Of course you can. We have heard a lot. Politicians, all talk, no action. And I'm so happy. One of the other things that the social media is really doing for this generation is that it is building the bridge of poor miscommunication or poor communication. People can easily access information that help them, that save them in their different locations in any part of Yoruba land. That advantage, well, the politicians may be having political advantage, but with this insecurity and so many of these inequalities, injustices, they have to do the right thing for them to still continue to enjoy the calmness of the people. This reaction is what has prompted the northern governors to visit. People are still asking, where's Buhari? Where's Buhari? You may not remember the genesis of this problem. I will take you back a bit. When Buhari became the president of Nigeria, he made a statement in Washington, D.C. He said that you will not expect him to treat the people, 97% of those who voted for him, same way he will treat the 5% of those who didn't vote for him. You may not really grasp that. Or some of you who have finally realized what that really meant, yeah? He was referring to the Igbos when he made that statement. But he was also referring to those this fraction of Yorubas who also voted for their change in 2015. In 2015, Buhari scored the 54% of the total vote cast in Yoruba land. Goodluck Egberejo Lantan scored 46% or thereabout, or plus or minus between 51 and 49% between them, meaning they shared the rigging of the vote in Yoruba land in 2015. So those who voted then, they were part of the 5% Buhari was referring to. Today, they are those who are falling under the categories of those who have lost their jobs, lost their businesses. Some of them have lost their lives in Yoruba land due to so many of these draconian policies of Buhari. But today, that was where that problem started from. The preferences for the northerners to occupy Fulani northerners, to occupy all the strategic positions. For whatever reasons, the Southwest Hallelujah boys, the Tifnumbu boys, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Ombud slaves, sophisticated morons, the obedient fools, they were those who were now suffering from the consequences of that, their change, and their next level. But this has now become fact that whatever is done, whatever crime is committed by a Fulani terrorist in any part of Nigeria under any disguise will be forgiven as long as the federal government controlled by Buhari is aware of that. Where did this start from? It started from Washington in 2015. Check.
Mr. President, welcome. And I've been a student of Nigeria for many years, and first of all, I want to tell you that I have never seen such a hopeful attitude toward Nigeria and the United States as since your election. So I think we all here want you to succeed. My question relates to another area of Nigeria that hasn't gotten much attention during this trip, and that is the Niger Delta. It's a challenge that you're going to face. I wonder if you would tell us how you intend to approach it, with particular reference to the amnesty, bunkering, and inclusive development. Thank you.
Inclusive government. Inclusive government. You know, in how you include, women, youth.
Yes. I hope you have a copy of the election results. Naturally, constituencies, for example, that gave me 97%, cannot, in all honesty, be treated on some issues with constituencies that gave me 5%. I think this is a political reality. While certainly there will be justice for everybody, everybody will get his constitutional right. But while the party in constituencies, by their either sheer hard work, they made sure that they got their people to vote and to ensure their vote count. They must feel that the government has appreciated the effort they put in putting the government in place. I think that's really fair.
Do you understand that? That was what he said in Washington, D.C. in 2015 after his election. That was supposed to be somebody, a leader of a country that is so divided, or just coming out of a so divided election campaign where people were riled up, division, lies, propagandas against personalities, against people, and all of that. Somebody that just came out of that election, went to America, the free world, and he told his audience, who sensed the problem that could be out of that election, that Nigeria is so divided. Nigeria is divided with this election. Thank God that Goodluck Jonathan called you. If not, they would have started killing and killing and killing. What are you going to do to unite the country? And he said, the people who gave him 97%, he cannot treat them after sheer hard work, ensuring people voted and their vote count. So therefore, they will enjoy his government more. Here is the irony of it. Because I'm trying to take you back, and then we'll go fully into this conversation tonight. So no rush, right? Here is the irony of it. The 97% are supposed to be the people who are not facing poverty, job losses, insecurity, and at the same time, the best government infrastructures and patronage. Abi, today, the northern Nigeria, where they gave him the KKK vote, the three Kardashians, Kaduna, Kano, and Katsina, you remember them? KKK vote, 2 million votes, 1.5 million votes, no cancellation, no void vote. These are the places that are now ravaged by terrorists, different categories of terrorists. Bandits, Fulani herdsmen, kidnappers, Boko Haram, Eswap, different categories of terrorists. They have now taken over the entire 97%, well, let's say the entire 80%. You see the 17% from the Yorubaland. We are now the people. Those 17% who voted for him in Yorubaland, they are now the people who are joining us now asking for protection for all of us because Fulani terrorists want to kill us. Fulani terrorists are kidnapping our people. They are destroying our farms. Those are the people who voted for change, who deserve the 97% attention. They were supposed to have employment. When they say from 13 million unemployed people in 2015, today, you have a total number of over 32, 33 million unemployed people. You can see them all around you, no doubt. Okay, they are the people that are organizing rallies for politics, for campaign, for this. Some of them are working as social media sellers. Some of them are Facebook adsmen, social media bandits, because of little stipend they will give to them because no job. After 6 years, those who had jobs in 2015, campaigning and shouting change, today, they are now asking God to protect them, not only from Fulani terrorists, but from hunger. That is what the change brought. Meanwhile, they were supposed not to be part of the 5% who did not campaign or work to vote for Buhari. That is the irony of the 97% versus 5%. You know what now happened to the 5%? When the 97% are asking Buhari to come and talk to them, please talk to us. Buhari, please protect us. Buhari, where are you? Buhari, help us. The 5%, they put their heads together. They formed a security outfit to protect themselves from those who are killing them. Look at the irony of life. Look at that. Let's go back to Ibadan. What happened in Ibadan? What triggered people to begin to see an average northerner as a problem? Do you understand that now? CUN, the ISIS of West Africa are those called Eswap. The full meaning of Eswap is Islamic State of West Africa Province. So Nigeria is a province according to the Eswap. Nigeria is a province of ISIS of Syria. All of you with this southern Nigeria, those who are coming for us, they are coming to convert and make us join ISIS by force. Though it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Take that from me. Okay? But so many parts of northern Nigeria, as we speak right now, if you go to Niger State, half of the state, we did not shock you that the Maradona, Babangida Maradona, is from Mina, Niger State. Half of Niger State is now in the command and control of different terrorist groups as we speak. Same with Borno, same with Gombe, Yobe, Adamawa, Taraba, Kebbi, Nasarawa, Zamfara, Abuja, partly Abuja. Nowhere is safe. The yesterday powerful men cannot even protect their own people anymore. Nobody knows the solution. So the 97% are now crying for help. If you see this one, it will tell you, thank God I didn't vote for Buhari. If you see that one, thank God I didn't campaign for Buhari. When you're now asking, who can't vote for Buhari in Yorubaland? But you will still see some of these, our very good, amazing, humble slave brothers, okay? Our sophisticated moron brothers, our, obedient foolish brothers, But they are shrinking too. The economic situation is shrinking them, even though they say, now more than they eat now, but that's a story for another day, right? People have realized that this government cannot protect them. The government is protecting terrorists, providing them with different ammunitions and all of that. And we also found out that the Fulani, an average Fulani terrorist, when you see him with AK-47, the AK-47 is provided for him by an elite who could either be a governor, a senator, or somebody powerful from the northern Nigeria or Nigerian army. Because when you take the gun from them on record, you will see the insignia of the Nigerian army on some of these AK-47. AK-47 rifle is not legally allowed to be carried in Nigeria. You know why? That is the weapon of Nigerian army. And Nigerian army cannot be using the same weapon as the citizens. So you are not allowed to even use double barrel gun. Even when you want to get a gun license in Nigeria, legitimately, you are not allowed to carry some gun. Assault rifle like AK-47, is a no to civilians. But an average Fulani terrorist is carrying AK-47, and the state governor sanctioned that, and he said, yes, it is their right. If you don't let us carry the gun and don't let us graze wherever we want to graze, you are only looking for trouble. There will be no peace. A state governor in Bauchi, that Bauchi state, they are paying terrorists in Bauchi. Bandits are collecting monthly security allowance from them. They are paying allowance to bandits in Katsina, paying allowance to bandits in Zamfara, in Niger State, in Yobe State, in so many of these places. As we speak, that is what this governor is wishing on us in Yorubaland. And Yorubas will not accept that. To an average Yoruba man, you are trying to enslave us, force your own want or your own need on us. There will be no peace. It's not because we are not peaceful. We are peaceful. But don't take that for granted. Like this Bauchi governor said. Listen.
I will tell you something that I told my colleagues about the herders and farmers clashes in Nigeria. You have seen what our colleagues in the southwest are doing, and some of them from the southeast. Some of us told them with all modesty and humility, you are wrong. But the person that is most wrong is the governor of Benue State, my brother and my colleague, Governor Otto. He started all this. If you don't accommodate other tribes, we are also accommodating your tribes in Bauchi and other places. We have so many chief people working in farming in Alkaleri, farming in Tafawa Balewa, farming in Bogoro. Has anybody told them to go? We have not, because it's their own inalienable right to be there. We have Yoruba people in Bauchi for over 150 years, even before the birth of Nigeria. Nobody has talked to them. Some of them have risen to become permanent secretaries in Gombe, in Bauchi, and in Borno. And now, because a Fulani man is practicing the tradition of transhumance, pastoralism, he has been exposed to the vagaries of the forest, the animals, and now the rustlers who carry guns, kill him and take away his commonwealth, that is the cows. He had no option but to carry AK-47 because the society and the government are not protecting him. What is his fault? It's the fault of the government and the people. You don't criminalize all of them, because in every tribe there are criminals. If cybercrime is being practiced mostly by one tribe, you don't criminalize the whole tribe that they are criminals. We should be very sensitive. I'm happy with what the chairman has said. We have to be careful.
He's an idiot. Just for the record, okay? Did you see that's the narrative they have been relying on for some times now? Threatening people that you cannot tell them to leave. They are used to the forest. They are used to the animals. They are used to their cows. He's not talking about those whose farms have been invaded, whose lives have been taken. They are not acknowledging all of that. Same way, they are not acknowledging the victims of Boko Haram when they speak. They don't acknowledge the victims of a bandit and the victims of all this barbarism going on in northern Nigeria. They talk more about this mirage called peace. You know, is well practiced all over the world. We have to give peace. We have to give amnesty. He is not alone. He is not the only one thinking like that. But thoughts like that are why people feel like they cannot trust the government. These are the people in government. They are playing the tribal card. They are not addressing the real issue, where we are saying, if you are not a criminal and you want to pastorize in Yorubaland or any part, do it legally. Stop telling us that, you know what I mean? How do we even know that people took your cows? That's why you went into a whole village and killed them in revenge. Where is logic in all of that? When everybody is said to hold guns, do it legally. Let us know you and your location, where you are ranching your cows. Forget all this. If you want to pastorize, stay in Bauchi. 70% of the lands in Nigeria belongs to the northern part of Nigeria. How come we're having trouble in a part with 30% of the land? Why are we having the trouble? So they were threatening everybody. Don't try that with us. Don't tell people. We are not, again, we are not telling the people that have traces, they have identities, they have locations, they are living legitimately in every part of Yorubaland, doing legitimate things. They are not those living in the forest. The Yorubas, Igbos, and every other tribe living in Bauchi, they are not living in the forest. They are not destroying people's farms. They are not kidnapping people. How come it's now comparing those who are the criminals? That's where the problem started from. That was where the people said, it is better to protect ourselves. If these criminals who have the power to say the truth to their own people, tame the criminals, and even protect the real Fulanis who have real cows, protect them by fishing out the criminals among them. But we know all these things are just distraction and nonsense. The real goal is just what they have done to the Christian minorities in northern Nigeria, which they hate us for saying. They hate us for saying that. Don't say that. But it's true. There are victims. They have lost their ancestral lands in Kaduna, in so many other parts of northern Nigeria. Nobody is talking about it. The state governors who are Muslims are appointing emirs to lead villages, communities, once owned and led by minorities, they call them. Go to Adamawa, go to Kaduna, go to some of these places, and you will be shocked, including the ancestral Hausas there too. People are reading these things. You are telling them to look away, and they can see all the happenings and all of that. How collaborative you are and colluded you are with the terrorists. Listen to what the Minister of Defense had to say. This one is a criminal. Like I told you, this one stole money when he was in the military under Jonathan. They arrested him. They prosecuted him. They court-martialed him, right? They sentenced him, convicted him, but he pleaded guilty that he will hand over all the money he stole. All right? After they discharged him disgracefully from the military, he joined APC. Egbekegbe. Bokwari made him the Minister of Defense. Now they are talking about criminals being compensated. Their victims have been abandoned. Do you know what you have to say? Minister of Defense of Nigeria, you as a Yoruba man, if your Minister of Defense had this to say about terrorists in Nigeria, what would you think as a Yoruba man? Watch.
If some people are seeing this country that it has to be governed the way they want, they are mistaken. We are not elected to serve particular people. We are elected to serve this country. Whoever is involved in this thing, the military or the government will not allow it to happen. Our interest is to ensure there is peace and security in this country, and our economic activities and social life of people are restored. That is our purpose. Whatever is happening here and there is an opinion of government. If Kaduna State that they don't want to give amnesty to the people, please advise him that there is an international law staging what is to be done and how it is done. We just don't do things in isolation. We are part of the world. There are international laws and regulations that must be complied with in dealing with these situations.
That's the Wiri in charge of your defense. So you as a Yoruba man, he said, if the Kaduna, even El Rufaya, the little finger of Kaduna, said it is absolute rubbish to give amnesty or pay money to terrorists because they are still killing soldiers. They are still killing people, kidnapping people. These crimes are still being perpetuated. Why do you have to pay them money? For what? To continue to harm them? And you are saying you are conquering, what amnesty are you giving to criminals? That their victims are still suffering. Even Erufaya, that was the minister, saying if the cardinal governor says he's not going to give amnesty to people, which people? Terrorists from Niger. Of course, they may give them amnesty in the north. They will not get it in the south. He is also not alone. Earlier, I captured meanwhile, there is a response before we go to Ibadan. There's a response from Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, who is also facing serious security problem in Ondo State right now, in the hands of not just the Fulani terrorists. There are other people who are doing illegal mining in Ondo, same people who are doing illegal mining in Osun as we speak right now. So when he heard the governor of Bauchi, this is the response of
Some of your
Akeredolu.
colleagues, the governor of Zamfara State, has called out the president to speak up and take action before it's too late. Governor of Benue State has also said the president should speak against the killer herders. He was very specific about the ethnic talk he was talking about. The minority leader of the Senate, Eyina Abaribe, said that said almost the same thing. What do you think is important for the president to say when people, eminent Nigerians, will say, come out?
He has not spoken like a statesman. He probably lost everything out. He lost out as to what his reaction should be. How will a governor in this country today come out and say people should be allowed to carry arms when it is illegal? And not just mere arms. He says they should go with AK-47 when even carrying some double barrel and co is illegal. So people who are not licensed to carry gun, Bala Mohammed is suggesting to us that they should be able to carry it. For what purpose? So Bala Mohammed he has even more pour petrol more into the fire because his speech is unexpected of him. Any statesman, any governor should not speak that way. That you now ask people to carry gun protection. So I should ask my own people to carry gun to protect themselves. This is what he's saying. This is there's going to be a serious. It will become very serious, and all of us, nobody will be spared. So statement like that must be condemned, and I condemn it.
We take a break now, Governor Akeredolu, and when we...
Yes, that was his response. And I believe that is in order because, that is what what will be the finality. Yorubas will have to agree that indeed we should all protect ourselves, which is the ideal thing to do. But let's go back to Ibadan quickly. I'm going to also take you again to the conversation between the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Eyina Abaribe, the exchange between him and Garbage Shehu. I'll come to that, but let's go to Ibadan. So many people have had different accounts of what happened in Ibadan. But I managed to grab two videos which represent two sides of the story. Then we'll follow it up with the visit of the northern governors after that. Okay. So there is a story about a pregnant woman buying something from an Hausa man, buying tomato, or an Hausa man poured his basket of tomatoes, at the front of the pregnant woman's shop. The pregnant woman asked the Hausa man to pack the tomatoes, but there are some of them that are already smashed on the ground. So therefore, he needed to clean it properly. However, while doing that, they said the woman was insulting, blah, 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 insulting him. And then the Hausa man started beating the woman. And in the process, a man came to, interfere and then try to settle the problem. However, the man that came to settle the problem was hit by this man, Hausa man, and the man died. And that was when they started the fight and the clash in Shasha in Ibadan. These are the stories they've shared, okay? But I picked this particular two, and I will point out you too can do same by listening to these two stories. One of these stories is from a girl, which I'm going to call probably an Hausa girl, okay? And then a family member of the man that died, which led to the carnage that happened at Shasha in Ibadan, where properties were burned. 20 people buried so far, killed during the clash, The first story is from this girl. I want you to pay attention. It is for a reason, so that we can both probably get to a conclusion and have our own conclusion after watching. Listen to this.
Good morning. This is Nana Aisha reporting to you from Shasha Ibadan, where the crisis is taking place. Please, guys, I've been reading a lot of posts saying the Northerners are at fault, the Northerners are killing people. Please, this is just a total misunderstanding. Okay, this is a quick story of what happened because I was there. Okay, a Nigerian man carried a basket of tomato. So he fell down and the tomato all poured on the floor in front of a Yoruba woman's shop. So she stood up and faced the Nigerian man, telling him to pack the tomato and also wash her shop. So the Nigerian man was like, this is a market, there's no way he's going to get water to wash the shop, but he's going to pack the tomato. He pleaded with her, but she refuses. She said she's not going to, she said until he washes the shop before she's going to leave him alone. So another Yoruba man jumped into the conversation. It was like the Nigerian man asked to wash the shop or else they're not going to leave him alone. So the Nigerian man pleaded with them, but they refuses. He said there's no way he's going to get water to wash the shop, but he's going to pack the tomato. So the next thing, the Yoruba man slapped the Nigerian man. Immediately, the Nigerian man also slapped the Yoruba man back. So immediately the Nigerian man slapped the Yoruba man. The Yoruba man tripped on the floor and he fainted immediately. So people gathered, they rescued they took the Yoruba man to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, they reported him dead. So people were just as shocked. They were like, how come just one slap, you don't die? So one idiot that was also there posted rubbish online. He said an Hausa man slapped a Yoruba man to death. The Shasha talk got angry, then started killing Hausas. They thought it is really Hausa people that started the war. They don't know that it's a Ninja man that slapped someone to death, not an Hausa man. So please, guys, whenever you want to post, investigate before posting. Just don't post rubbish. Just one post started a war. Just one post has killed million people. Please, guys, please, and please think before you.
The same girl saying, please, one post has killed million people. Is the same girl that is trying to correct wrong information, said that, but that is not the full story. I have another one. This time around, it is the relative of the deceased.
Okay, sir. Who are you to the first victim of this mayhem? Who are you to the person?
Yeah, he's my uncle.
So can you briefly tell us what
my mother brought him to Shasha.
Why is that
from my hometown?
Can you
Sorry about that. I don't know why that got delayed and all of that. Okay, so I'm going to put that back on. Watch this.
Okay, sir. Who are you to the first victim of this mayhem? Who are you to the person?
Yeah, he's my uncle.
So can you briefly tell us what
my mother brought him to Shasha from my hometown.
Can you briefly tell us what led to all of this mayhem?
That's exactly what I said the other time. There was this Yoruba pregnant woman that the Hausa man poured his spilled his tomato at her shop rather. So and the woman tried to force the Hausa man to clean it up. So the Hausa man decided to pick the good tomatoes and the bad ones. He left it on the floor. So and that was what led to the issue between the Hausa man and the pregnant woman. So So the Hausa man was beating the pregnant woman. That was when my uncle went there to separate them. So while trying to separate them, the other Hausa man came from behind. Didn't even know what was happening, but we just came from behind and hit the man, and the man died in the process.
Your name, sir?
I'm a Olaide.
So do you see the second part of this? Did you hear the second part of the story? The girl didn't say another Hausa man was there who came, and then she didn't also say the Hausa man. She said Niger man, and the Yoruba, Yorubas can continue to call you Hausa, Fulani or Hausa, right? But she said the Niger man was, the story. But she didn't say there is another person. And she didn't also say that they were beating the woman, which prompted the other man to come in and say, what's going on? Right? Then that escalated immediately when they confirmed that the man they punched is dead. Do you get that now? So you can deduce that from these two stories. I decided to bring them to you so that you can make your own informed decision. That didn't end there. This followed.
Ní sóríire kò ní yẹ yín nínú ìlú tiwa ẹ máa kó alẹ́rú. Ẹ̀rìn kú ni wọ́n rìn kú ni wàhálà wọ́n rìn kú ẹ̀rìn kú ni ẹ̀yin olórí ibú nínú ìlú tiwa ẹ kó alẹ́rú ẹ̀ ní jèrè ọlọ́wọ́ pàtì yín jẹ́ ni ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin olórí ibú yìí ẹ ní sórí ẹ rí bá ṣe rí àfi bí ẹrú ẹ ní jèrè ẹ̀yin olórí ibú yìí.
Guys, this is the first bus going to Sokoto. This is the first bus going to Sokoto. Dala, 20. 20 now? Who thank who? Feed the needy, okay. So thank you, Feed the Needy, for the transportation. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping them. They really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your help.
Immediately after the clash, you know the story. 20 people have been killed, confirmed killed and buried so far. So the blame Buhari, blame him correctly. It's not that they would do anything, but they responded because that was unacceptable. People will react. The reaction of the people cannot be controlled by any state governor. Even the force, police or military that they have, they will not be enough with the anger of the people that is coming, and they can smell it. So they came down to say, hey, let's find a way around this. So I picked this up. Last night, they arrived in Ibadan. Watch. Because it was very important. What will follow, only God knows. So they arrived in Ibadan. Gandola led them. The same people who are paying ransom to terrorists in the northern Nigeria, they came to Yorubaland for peace. Gandola has openly said, see, if the Yoruba says they don't want open grazing, you better let us call our people back. And they have told us now that about 5,000 Fulani herdsmen from Yorubaland have arrived in northern Nigeria. A state is taking them back in. Give them land. Those who want to eat cow, they will order for cows. And those who cannot go to the northern Nigeria to buy cows, they will build ranches in Yorubaland. We just want to be safe. We even want everybody to be safe, not just Yorubas in Yorubaland. not us returning to Nigeria, getting kidnapped, getting killed. No, that's a no-no. So they came back to say, well, okay, what do you want us to do? Even Miyet Yala is changing the music. From some of these stories that I've read, Miyet Yala is now saying, Nigeria is not working for us. What Buhari promised them is not what they are getting. They are even ready to leave Nigeria now. Hey, good riddance to bad rubbish. Leave. ASAP. So they decided to take a tour. But before they arrived, this is what the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, had to say. What his government is doing. Again, guys, don't worry. There won't be too many this time. He's reading a broadcast, but just listen to the detail of what he had to say. They are important because those are the things we are going to monitor. We know they won't deliver, but it's always good to keep them, to hold them to their words. Pay attention to every word he had to say. He broadcasted this in Ibadan yesterday before the arrival of the northern governors who came for peace. Listen.
My dear good people of Oyo State, it has become necessary to speak to you following the unfortunate incident at Shasha Market in Ibadan. I visited Shasha Market and Ojo in Akinyele local government area yesterday, and I've met the people affected by the crisis. I'm saddened by the loss of lives. I feel your pain. I understand your anger and frustrations. We will make things right. As I stated yesterday, I've also ordered a full investigation into the immediate cause of the crisis, and I promise that all culprits will be brought to book. Our administration will also be providing the needed support to ensure that those who lost their properties to the mayhem are compensated. I mourn the loss of lives that has occurred. Even when justice is served, nothing can bring back the dead. That is why I must also state that individuals who have taken to stoking up ethnic flames in Oyo State, either through their utterances or actions or posts on social media, are enemies of our state. The people who have decided to leverage these sad events to further their political goals are not our friends. These people handing us petrol and matches will not stand with us when the fire turns into an inferno. When we see the potential dangers of words and actions, we must take precautions. It is time to think about our self-preservation. It is time to put Oyo State first. Let me make it clear. The socio-economic prosperity that has existed in Oyo State for about 2 years since this administration came into office, and the peace and confidence in government we have been building is under threat. This threat will only succeed if we allow it to happen. I can report to you that we were able to bring the situation in Shasha under control within a few hours. Contrary to the news that has been circulating on social media since about 2 p.m. on Saturday, the 13th of February 2021, the situation in Shasha had been de-escalated. A curfew was put in place, and there has been no further unrest since then. I must commend the security officers who risked their lives to keep us safe. I commend the officers of the Nigerian police, members of the Operation Burst, and members of the Amotekun Corps who have been on the ground to maintain the peace. However, I must point out that some unscrupulous elements are doing us a disservice and are sabotaging our efforts to secure the state. For example, last week, some members of the Amotekun Corps were shot at by a police DPO for carrying out their legal duties. We are setting up a judicial panel to investigate this matter. The panel will be inaugurated tomorrow. I want to assure you that we are going to use every apparatus available to us as a state to ensure that justice is served. And if the officer who took this action is found wanting, he will be held accountable for his actions. This is how justice works. People should be held accountable for their individual actions. A whole tribe, ethnic group, profession, or gender must not pay for the sins of one individual. It is totally unacceptable for any individual or individuals to take law into their own hands. This is jungle justice. Oyo State is not a jungle. We know that people are hungry. People have a right to be hungry. When the bridge between power and justice is broken, we are bound to witness unrest. But we cannot solve the problems of peaceful coexistence in anger. I appeal to every resident of Oyo State to shed their swords. People have been wronged. I acknowledge this. Therefore, we are moving ahead with setting up the peace and security committees in every zone of Oyo State, starting today. These committees will be inaugurated. With the peace and security committees, everyone's grievances will be addressed and culprits will be brought to justice. Let me reiterate, some people have made this about politics and a way to score political points at the expense of the lives of our people. For me, this is not about politics. This is about securing our lives. This is about preserving Oyo State for our children. This is about our future. Work with me as I work on ways to ensure lasting peace and security in our land. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Oyo State.
Oh, Sheyi Makinde, GSM. Well, the thing is that most of what I actually picked up from what he said, in fact, is actually one thing. Sheyi is more interested in what people are saying about the security situation in Oyo State. He's so concerned that about 3 paragraphs in his broadcast were dedicated for telling people, don't make it politics. People don't try to, come on, be real, for real. I've listened to Akere Dolu on this issue of security. Is bold enough to tell them that F off. If you think it is the right thing for you to continue to perpetuate this in the name of your tribe, and when we speak, you are going to accuse us of being tribalistic or whatever. No, call it whatever you want to call it. Killer ass men will not stay in Yorubaland, and every Yoruba son will fight in their way to kick them out. Help us kick them out if you are not in bed with them, like this moron. I want you to go with me into the conversation between Senator Abaribe. Everyone is asking, where's Buhari? Come out and talk to your people. Come out, talk to them. What's the plan? Reassure them. That's one thing Sheyi is taking away from this. Is coming out, giving people something to look forward to, or your state people who are the victims. They are lucky enough for somebody telling them that I know you are angry. I know you are upset, but please work with me. Let us douse this tension. We will look into everyone who has become victims. We will give justice. That's something to look up to. What are the 97% of Buhari deterrents looking up to now? Something from Buhari, anything? Do you know anything from Buhari to the 97%? Now, they are begging him. And because there is no Bokwari. What you have in Nigeria now is the presidency led by Garbage Shehu and Femi Adesina at the Miss Road. These two people are the people talking to you. And they will say, Buhari said, Buhari condemned, Buhari shock. The shock, like this one, because it shocked me. Oh, this is the Babangida state, oh, Mina, where they kidnap all the passengers inside the bus. Before I take you to Garbage Shehu, because, trust Abaribe. Abaribe did a good job by lecturing Garbage Shehu that it doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't matter what we think. Buhari is the president. Where is he? They say, but people don't believe us when we say Buhari said. Who's going to believe you? Garbage Shehu. Bring Bokwari out. Let him address the 97% and continue to ignore the 5%. They don't even care if Buhari talk or no talk. To them, Buhari is dead. Okay, what about the 97%? Don't they deserve to hear from Bokwari instead of hearing from Garbage Shehu and Femi Adesina all the time? Listen, this happened in me now. 30-something passenger plus driver kidnapped. No police, no nothing. All of them, like cows, they follow their kidnappers.
Wannan motar da sun ka ɗauke fasinjoji ne gaba ɗaya ba su raga ko mutum ɗaya ba, kuma duka sun wuce da su sun shige daji. Ubangiji Allah ya kawo mana ƙarshen wannan masifa. Ubangiji Allah ya kawo mana ƙarshen wannan masifa.
Ga matan nan can?
Ku kira mata saboda wannan waya.
Wannan mata.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un.
Duk kowa an kwashe.
Har da wani kayan da za su iya loda a mashin sai da suka ɗiba suka loda a mashin suka.
Qalu inna lillahi wa
That is what they go through in northern Nigeria. Like, it's just like a normal thing. Boko Haram will just stop everybody. Oh yeah, everybody march into the bush. No question. And look down. And they can take 200, 300 people, 400 people, 600 human beings. And there will be no police, no soldier, no nothing, no Isba, no Sharia, no nothing. That is what those governors who went to Yorubaland, that is what they are dealing with in their own region. What did they come to tell Yorubas? That we should calm down. Of course we'll calm down until the last of the terrorists in our forest vanish. Airports transport them back to the north. Go and put them in Sambisa with their own brothers there. They have guns. Boko Haram have guns. Then they should go and graze on the Boko Haram farms in Sambisa. If Boko Haram fight them, they should fight Boko Haram. Do you get that now? That's what they asked this. So, and automatically he accused, and that's what they do when you ask them critical questions and you want them to give tangible answers. Yeah, they will change it and they'll be asking you stupid, worse questions that are possibly rhetorical, no answer. But meet Garbage Shehu versus Senator Abaribe, where Garbage Shehu accused Senator Abaribe of supporting a terror group he was referring to IPOB, the Biafrans, for starting this and that, right? In defense of the Fulani terrorists, killing and kidnapping people. But trust, he was lectured. Watch this.
Without a big man behind you. When you unlock the door for one of the country's biggest criminals to bolt away, and then you convince the judge that no, it is the army that let him go. So You that bailed him, there must be trust between yourselves. Bring him back. Let him come and face justice. So to now say president is doing nothing is because there is impunity. Impunity is in the country because they are big men, VIPs.
Well, you had the accusation there. I mean, he was very categorical when he talked about, well, maybe he didn't mention your name.
He was accused, he said, Abaribe should bring Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria to come and face justice. But trust your man, he has an answer. Watch this. Sorry if you are going for the Champions League later tonight, all right? You may have to watch the rest when you come back. But we are continuing. Watch this.
You had the accusation there. I mean, he was very categorical when he talked about, well, maybe he didn't mention your name, but I'm sure that you were very sure and clear that he was referring to the fact that you stood bail for Nnamdi Kanu, who is nowhere to be found as we speak.
You know, I never expected anything else. Actually, you see, this is just one of the things that make it difficult for us to have a conversation for a country that is undergoing this type of problems that we are undergoing. At every point you want to have a conversation, then somebody from the presidency turns around and becomes personal. You understand? And let me educate Garba Shehu. A judge said, you need a senator to stand shorty. And I did. And the military attacked the man before the day he was to come to court. And he escaped for his life. Then turning around, oh, you stood shorty for a criminal. What makes him a criminal? That is carrying flag and saying, I want another country. Is he carrying AK-47 in the bush and kidnapping people and killing people? So that is why it's always very difficult to have a conversation. The reason is that at all times, when you want to have this conversation, there's a fallback to, okay, this is the situation, so why should we listen to you?
What we cannot run away from right now is that there is a rhetoric of hate, a rhetoric of suspicion, a rhetoric of distrust. That is prevalent even amongst the elite. I mean, this morning we're seeing in one of the papers, governors at war. That is also there right on the front pages. And we're beginning to see the results of the hate, of the suspicion, and of the distrust being manifest, as we saw in Shasha, in Ibadan, as we also saw in some parts of the East, even though that has not been confirmed. The video clips we saw of people called the Eastern Security Network going to the bushes and burning settlements of, perceived enemies. Isn't that a problem?
I think it is. And I think that what we need to do is always to have a conversation to be able to lower this tension. It is not a conversation of one person always pointing accusing fingers on people when suggestions are being made on how to de-escalate the tension that we have. It is this insensitivity that is leading everybody to say, okay, if you're not willing to listen to me, let me arm myself. That is all that we're seeing. I'm very happy that Garba Shehu said the president is concerned. So fine, he is concerned. Can he come out and tell Nigerians, I am concerned? That is what Wole Soyinka recommended.
Well, let's go to Lagos now, and I think we can pose that question to the president's spokesperson, Chamberlain.
Well, yes. Mr. Shehu, can you just go straight and address that one? The president is concerned clearly, but people want to hear him, not just through a statement, but through his face and voice. unmute yourself. Please unmute, your device so we can hear you better.
When Femi Adesina or myself speak for the president, people should accept that it is the president that is speaking. For the president, for this president, for him, it is the actions that should speak for him. He's not a showman. He doesn't have to be there. And for God's sake, let's be understood. We're not trying to personalize anything. Senator Abaribe dwelled a lot attacking President Muhammadu Buhari, saying that President had never, even at a rhetorical level, spoken against this kind of violence. That is most uncharitable. So we are not personalizing. People should not personalize. This country has problems. It requires the involvement of everyone. All hands must be on the deck to solve these problems. Yes. Community leaders have a role. Senators have a role. Everyone has a role.
Yeah, well, talking about the roles of people, some expect some very strong voice from the president, both in words and in body language. A number of people would say that sometimes it's the body language of the president that is communicating something wrong. For instance, there's a reference that Senator Baribe made to a segment of Miyetti Allah that took ownership of a reprisal attack and nothing happened to them. So, how do you respond to that one?
I think the problem is that we are not following up our stories as media. Otherwise, if you know the thousands of people, and I hope the police command will take, the headquarters of the police will take responsibility and publish the full list of Fulani herders who are undergoing trial in various states, particularly in Benue State. The thing about some of the media is that we are there on day one when the charge is read, and then we turn our back, we move on. But trials are going on, convictions are being made, and the president cannot be complicit. It's very uncharitable, cannot be complicit in the kind of things that are being said of you.
Well, but that is just one of several issues that have been addressed. There are also those who feel like, look, for instance, we asked a political science professor who said that for the security agencies to do their job, they need the political will. And, a good question will be, whose political will? What's your take on that? Is that to say that the security agencies do not want to do their jobs, or that they are waiting for the president or presidency to agree that they should do their jobs?
It's happening, and begin to be appreciative of the enormous risks.
I'm sorry, I'm not. You see, I wasn't expecting you to expect Garbage Shehu to say anything reasonable. Did you hear him there saying that Buhari is not a showman? Suddenly, Buhari is now shy. First, when Buhari came back from London, they told us that the reason why Buhari no longer speaks Fufu Day is because he had a brain surgery in London. God knows why. Anyway, but there's this quote that says that the reason why they say, why is Buhari no longer speaking Fufu Day? That's why he doesn't go to Katsina all the time anymore, because he doesn't speak Fufu Day, his mother's language anymore. God knows why he speaks now anyway. So they said because he had brain surgery. Then they said later, they said Buhari is shy. He doesn't like camera. That's why he doesn't talk to anybody. That's why they do cut and paste recorded videos, okay, for Buhari to address all of you and the rest of that. But now, the latest is that Buhari is not a talkative. He's not a showman. They are killing his people, kidnapping them, collecting ransoms, different governors. Did you see where he also mentioned Benue? They only politicize it. Any state that is not cooperating with their Fulani agenda. Take that from me. And when you know this, my brothers and sisters, you will know peace. Benue State is not paying ransom to bandits. Zamfara is paying bandits, giving them money, giving them cars. And Bauchi State is paying them. Niger State governor is paying them. They are paying terrorists, but Benue is not paying terrorists. Local people in Benue, people of Benue came together to defend themselves. And it has been wahala upon wahala with the Fulanis there, just like what we are witnessing in Yorubaland now. You see, they quickly wanted to gaslight him and say, hey, look at Benue now. Look at Benue, what they are doing to Fulanis. But they will not talk about all the people who are refugees. That's why they said, whenever people ask any question about Miyetti Allah, now the presidency, they defend them. And since Boko Haram will not come out and talk, since they say, breeding mannequin, what is he going to even say? The same stuff that will get you mad. Let me take you to Ibadan and see their governors on the street of Ibadan trying to form Voltrons, leaders, and the rest of that. But let me tell you something. They can't save anybody. The people that cannot protect their own people in up north, they travel down south for political exigency just to let the people know that you need to reassure us that you are not going to break up Nigeria with this. Please assure us. They are begging for assurance. The Igbos won't give it to them. They are looking for this reassurance. At the same time, they are dangling 2023 before the Yoruba governors, Yoruba political leaders. Remember 2023. Do you love us? Do you love Nigeria? Please tell us that you love us. Tell us. Okay? We'll give you 2023. Please don't, just give us assurance. Okay? That's what they went there to do. A joke. But take a tour with them just for the sake of this chat in Ibadan.
Governor don't move go the Seriki Shasha house now, and we will follow him, follow them, go everywhere when they go. Morning.
Talk that with the mic. With the speaker.
That is them. Or let me say that was them at the Seriki Shasha. That's the palace. The one. Do you see the road? That's the Yorubaland. Though. That's the Yorubaland. Where? Hang on. I think I even let my mic up. That's the Yorubaland. Did you see that? Did you see the road? Yeah. The last time I was in Nigeria, in Ogun State, the place looked like a place that just came out of war. You see all this drama, all these funny pictures, all these fine pictures you see on social media. Oh, they will just built this. Oh, standard this. Oh, this. Oh, we have done this to small London. Did you see the environment? That's a story for another day. That's Yorubaland. Yorubaland, our land. However, that was the palace of Seriki Shasha, maybe Seriki Fulani or Seriki Hausa in Shasha. I have similar visits going on, which happened in Ogun State as well. You see all this drama going on in Oyo State. The governors also went to Ogun State to go and talk to the Ogun State governor, like, can you please talk to your people and all of that. So Ogun State governor decided to go and meet the people who are the victims of Fulani terrorism in Ogun State. This is one of these visits. Watch this before we round it up tonight. Just to tell you that people know what is going on. The governors of Yorubaland will have to tighten their own belts, stand up and protect their people, stand their ground and tell these criminals to withdraw their foot soldiers in Yorubaland. It's a simple demand. No wahala, no war, no fight, no nothing. Leave with your guns from our forests, or you'll be kicked out. It's trending. Let's go to Ogun State quickly.
Àwọn assembly wa ti wá, then the senator ti wá tó lọ débi yìí, and commissioner of police ti wá, àti tó rí àwọn èèyàn yìí náà tó wá, the commissioner for information and shifters, ìwọ náà ti wá láti wá yọjú sí ìgbìmọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn. Afẹ́fẹ́ náà mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, torí security àwọn èèyàn wa òun ló ṣe kókó jù sá. Kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀ lọ́sàn-án lóru, àwọn wa tó ń sá káàkiri, àwọn àlè dúró sí ìrìnàjò báwọn ṣe. Dó nínú àwọn àdéhùn tí wọ́n ṣe fún wa, a ti ń rí àpẹẹrẹ lénìí, torí a ti ń rí àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó ti ń já sójú ọ̀nà káàkiri. So àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn, tó bá múra sí ọlọ́run fún ìṣe. Àwọn jẹ́kùn ń pè kábíyèsí náà olú ẹ̀ka ọ̀rọ̀ tó là ìwà náà káwọn náà láre ìṣòdì kan sí lójú kábíyèsí. Mo kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ní orílẹ̀ ìgbọ́ràn bíi ọ̀dẹ̀ kí wá pé kí ti gbé o. Ọ̀dẹ̀ kí gómìnà wa náà pé ọlọ́run fún wa ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti rí wọn ní àárín wa ní ìrọ̀lẹ́. Mo kí wa pé a kú ìfaradà torí pé ìgbéga tí ó wà wájú wa yìí kò jẹ́ kí ẹnikẹ́ni kó dùn ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, pàápàá jùlọ gómìnà wa tó jẹ́ aṣíwájú wa nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Gbogbo àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ti gbé láti dẹ́kun wàhálà tó wà wájú wa yìí ni máa ń rọ gbogbo àwa tí àwa ń bí ìfẹ́ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn agbófinró, nítorí pé láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ tá a wà yìí gbogbo àwọn irinṣẹ́ tó máa fi ṣiṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ ọkọ̀ àti ọ̀kadà wọ́n lè fi wọ àwọn ìgbèríko wa dáadáa. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ní gómìnà ti ṣe ètò ẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa kó wá fún àwọn agbófinró, àwọn sójà, police, civil defence, gbogbo ló máa wà ń bẹ̀. Ọ̀tẹ̀yìn fún ara yín tẹ́ jẹ́ onílé, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ṣera yín lóṣù ṣọ̀wọ̀, nítorí pé ilẹ̀ mọ gbogbo àwọn ọ̀nà yìí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jọ ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn ni wọ́n ti dá ṣe o, torí ẹ̀yin lẹ́mọ náà, ẹ̀yin ló máa tẹ̀lé. So màá rọ gbogbo àwa tí.
Thank you very much. what they were discussing there was the visit. That was the Olu of Ilaro, the paramount ruler of Yorubaland. Okay, they gave him that. It's a first-class paramount ruler, so to say, of Yorubaland, Olu of Ilaro, reassuring the people that the governor was visiting them to assure them that they are going to work with them to protect them from those who are committing these atrocities in Yorubaland. Yorubaland, like Ibarapa land in Oyo State, Yorubaland in Ogun State, is also the center of all these atrocities where, God, people have been killed. Soldiers have beaten them up for even trying to resist the Fulani herders. So they were reassuring them that they were going to need their support because they understand the terrain more, and they will need them when the military, the police, and those people the governor will send over will help them. That is also to tell you that the governors know whether they are going to have to do this for semantic sake, fine, but they have to respond. They cannot cower to the grandstanding of these criminals from the north. They know it. If they don't quickly go out there to start winning the trust of their people, this young generation will overthrow many of them before their 2023 even come. That is something that whoever is politically savvy as a Yoruba person will sense. And I can tell you, not all of them, but many of them are sensing this. And they will rather, even if they have to pretend, they have to go out there and identify with their people at this period. Because they too will be considered as saboteurs who sold us to these Hausa Fulanis. It is not striking ember of discord. No. People are being killed. There is no other way to say it than to call out the killers. We know them. You know them. Get rid of them. Or you'll be we'll get rid of you. Yes, it will happen. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time, for your super sticker, super chat, and for the time you shared this video. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. I'm going to see you again the day after. As long as I live and breathe, you can look forward to that. In order not to miss anything, you can subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary Politico now. Click on it. It's under the video. Subscribe. Then click that. Leave me with that thumb up before you log out, okay? This will be the conclusion tonight. I'm going to see you again when I see you. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kíkó nìna kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.